Henry Pryor is a professional property finder who's in Sheffield to help Alan and Rather find a good investment.
Yeah, we'll have housing expert Henry Pryor in the studio in half an hour's time to give us more on that. We can talk to our favourite property expert. I'm going to annoy a lot of other people there, Henry Pryor. Henry, you're not so sure. Why don't you think we should get excited?
Well, I think that the beep, beep, beep that we can hear in the back of our brains is probably not the sound of estate agents on their Blackberries, but still the sound of...
Well, joining me now is Henry Pryor.
Let's find out, because Henry Pryor joins us, the housing expert. Henry, good to see you.
Morning. Now, we're one of our favourite property experts, Henry Pryor's with us in the studio. What should Giselle do?
OK, let's get more on all of this, because Henry Pryor is a housing expert and joins us. Henry, always good to see you. Morning. So the CML, they're saying, you know, the stamp duty, the weather, and that typically January is a quiet month. Are they on the money?
I don't think they are, Aaron, I'm afraid. No, I think that... Well, this CML report really is a shocker, I'm afraid. We've seen nearly 100% increase in the volume of properties going into the rental sector over the last 12 months. Rents now have bottomed. I suspect that as a result, we're starting to see that impact coming in, which is one of the reasons why prices are starting to stabilise.
For our mortgages, let's chat to one of our regular housing experts, Henry Pryor. Now, Henry, their margins are massive now. It looks like a rip-off.
Well, the margins are big, but I think the important thing to remember is that, as you were rightly saying in all those figures and statistics you were giving us a moment ago, the great news is that unlike August 2007, the peak of the housing market...
Well, joining me now to defend or explain his profession, Henry Pryor from Prime.
Well, it's a very imaginative idea. For many buyers, this is going to represent, at the top end of the market, anything up to a 4% reduction on top of the reduction in house prices. So...
Well, Henry Pryor is one of our regular housing experts. He joins us now. Good morning to you, Henry.
Morning, Simon.
This sounds like pretty good news for first-time buyer. How many people are going to benefit from this?
Well, oddly enough, only about 100,000, we calculate. 10 years ago, about 600,000 first-time buyers bought in that year. It's down to about 100,000 now. The big problem, I think, for most people is going to be who's going to benefit and what's the qualification terms. I'm not expecting to see significant increases in volumes. They're talking about 4 or 5%. That, in turn, is obviously going to drive down demand. And as you rightly say, demand on the floor, inability of people to be able to borrow money in order to finance these houses is going to have downward pressure on house prices just at a time when we thought we were seeing a recovery, a gentle recovery in the housing market.
Just when you thought it was safe to get back in the market.
I'm afraid we're going to need a bigger boat, as they famously say.
How long will it last? We'll get the thoughts of one provocative housing expert.
Absolutely. I mean, we're all familiar with the expression that an Englishman's home is his castle, Declan. Turns out that many more of us are renting them rather than owning them outright.
Can we definitively now say that prices have started to fall?
I'm not sure we can yet, Dominic. To be honest, anyone listening to you and I talking about this, having gone away for the summer and come back to hear this news, is going to think that we're all going to hell in a handcart, frankly.
Henry, always good to see you. Thank you very much indeed.
Fantastic guest you have on in the morning, Simon. Thank you.
I thought you'd like that.